This is the Mind and Body podcast. So, hello everyone. This is another episode with our Mind and Body podcast. And today we are meeting with the extraordinary lady, Sarah Jane Walker. She is from the United Kingdom. And she has quite a short journey. And she only started like 1 year ago, and she already lost 42 pounds and how she calls it, 3 stones. So that's a new weight type that I know of today. And she works with Slimming World. That's another company that I never knew, but I learned a lot from Sarah. So let's pass the mic to her and see what she has to tell. So how are you, Sarah?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Great.
I guess my journey started in my teens. I used to do lots of horse riding. So I'd horse ride 3 or 4 times a week for a good 5 or 6 years. And then I suddenly stopped, but I kept eating like I was exercising all the time. So I just eat so much food, which of course made me put on quite a lot of weight quite quickly. And because of that, my self-confidence just disappeared. My relationships became quite difficult as well, just because I felt so bad about myself. So I went to university in Birmingham and was still overweight, didn't know what to do with myself, saw lots of people who were skinny around. I really wanted to be like them. And I thought that skinny meant healthy. So if people were really skinny, they were really, really healthy. Little did I know that wasn't true. So I started to go on a bit of a journey of trying to lose weight. And I tried lots of different diets along the way, including ones like the Cabbage Diet, because you frozen. Oh, there you are.
Yeah. Good.
I tried lots of different diets, including the Cabbage Diet, and then I tried diet pills as well, which of course didn't work.
Can you just tell me about the cabbage diet? How long did you try it, and how is it exactly? Only cabbage all the time?
So you make this cabbage soup for 2 weeks, and it's cabbages and a few root vegetables, and you cook it in like a vegetable stock, and that's all you can eat really for 2 weeks, along with specific other things on different days. So like on day 1 you can only have the soup and a few pieces of fruit. The second day is the fruit and a little bit of veg. The third day is bananas and milk and the cabbage. So you end up obviously with a calorie deficit, but also it's a bit smelly, like it has a really bad effect on your digestion system. So after like 2 weeks I'd given up. I'd lost a little bit of weight on it, but nothing worth that amount of cabbage.
So what is really the main goal of this cabbage? Is only going for it for 2 weeks, 1 month, and then going back to your old self?
Yeah, exactly. So any weight that you lose, because you then come off the diet, you just put it back on again. So it's probably good if you've got like a holiday coming up in 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
And you are getting, some veg and things. So it's not the worst diet that I've tried. But yeah, it wasn't for me, definitely.
And what was the next one?
Yeah, I tried. The next one was diet pills. So I went online and was looking at all these different reviews of different people who tried them. I'm guessing some of the reviews weren't accurate.
Yeah.
So I got them and I started to take them, and they started to work at first, and then within like a couple of weeks they stopped working. So I just reduced my calories down to about 500 a day to try and get these pills to work. So obviously because I reduced my calories down, I was losing weight. But it wasn't in a healthy way at all. It was horrible. Felt really weak. My body was being messed up in terms of the different processes that goes on, especially for a woman. And yeah, I would feel really faint all the time and sick. So after a while, I realised that wasn't the way to go forward, and it was really dangerous. So I just had to make a decision just to stop. going down that route. You know, I was married at that point. We were thinking of having a baby, and I knew that my body wouldn't be able to cope with creating baby if I wasn't eating enough anyway. So I just made the decision to stop, and thankfully we got pregnant a little while later. So yeah, and then that was like the first time I loved my body, because it finally was doing something that I wanted it to do, which was creating a baby and nurturing something amazing inside of me. It's the best period of my life. Like, I loved it. But I knew that when I'd had Bethany, that I would really struggle with wanting to lose weight really quickly. So I had to decide to not go down a bad route. I think especially having a daughter, you have a responsibility to not allow her to watch mummy destroy her body. So when I had the doctor's clearance 3 months after Bethany was born, I joined Slimming World, and that changed my life. So a year later, I'd lost my weight and I was really happy.
That's nice. Most women after giving birth, it's much harder for them to really start losing weight, and you did just the opposite. So,
exactly. Yeah, for the first, I think because Slimming World gives you an education of what is the right thing to eat, and it gives you all the tools that you need to make sure that you're not taking in too much saturated fats, too much salt, all those things. It actually just allows you to lose weight in a really, because I was breastfeeding as well at the time, so I didn't want to lose weight very quickly. But I would lose 2 or 3 pounds every week consistently, and that worked for me because I didn't put it back on afterwards. And that motivation, because I was setting small goals rather than thinking if I could only lose a stone in a week, which is what I was doing before, it meant I could just enjoy the journey and learn for me and my family along the way as well.
What I'm seeing from, I had my previous podcast as well, and her turning point was her child as well, that someone in a girl's school told her child that her mom is fat and started really annoying her. And she told that to her mother, and her mother made the change because of that.
Oh, really?
So that's nice to see that our children, even though your child was super tiny and small and didn't really know nothing, but you did the change for her, and she did the same. So from what I'm learning on that, so people just start doing babies.
Yeah.
And I'll probably do mine someday. But it's a nice small tip for everyone. Start doing babies.
Yeah, exactly. Because your life matters like more than ever before. It matters for somebody else. I think that's the big thing. It's not just about you anymore. It's about somebody smaller and more important.
Yeah, I agree. When it comes to only ourselves, we don't really care.
No.
We say it won't happen to us. We won't be fat. We won't get any illnesses or all those kind of things.
Yeah.
But when there is somebody else, you really start thinking about it.
Absolutely.
Cool. So, did you have any failures? Well, let's say not after your baby.
After
When
my
you started
baby.
Slimming World, did you have any failures? Any things that became tough along the way?
I think there were definite times that my weight loss started to plateau, but that was because my body was getting to a weight which was really healthy. I don't really think that there were many failures, if I'm honest, along the way. There's been a few times where I've just binged just because I've wanted to, but I found it quite easy to get back in control. I think that's because I'm part of such a big community of slimmers, like on Instagram and things, where we kind of encourage each other and stuff, keeps you accountable. So no, I wouldn't say I've had massive failures, but I have definitely had disappointments when like I've gone on the scale and it's been like a plateau rather than like a loss. But apart from that, it's been all right.
So can you just share a little bit about the community itself, about except of the information that you got of what you need to eat, what you don't need to eat, and exercise that you are doing, maybe just elaborate more about that.
About the community.
yeah, community and after that nutrition or workouts if you do or whatever.
Yeah, so Slimming World, you go every week to a group of like-minded. It's a group of like-minded people where you're really open, and that's like the first time I've ever been open with anyone about my weight. But you're really open about I've had a loss this week, I've had a gain this week, and if you've had a gain, they all sit down with you. Okay, what could you do differently next week? Maybe do a little bit more exercise, maybe cut back on this. And because for the first time ever, people know what I weigh, it's so freeing. It's like a weight being lifted off my shoulders, and that's why I'm open about it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I guess on that wider community of Instagram and social media, the more people are open about their weights, about and where they are in their journey, the more people find it's easier to be accountable to each other. Yeah.
And do you do any workouts? Or
I do. I kind of do 2 or 3 a week, but it's just like exercise DVDs. I'm a really busy mum. I run my own business, so to get to the
nice.
gym is really difficult. But yeah, I try and do as much as I can at home, and then running after a toddler gets your sweat
Yeah.
on as well a little bit. She's a bit of a live wire.
So nice. You have a baby, you have a business, and you're still keep on going.
I'm trying, doing my best. Yeah,
Yeah,
gonna be as
you look
best
good.
as.
So
Thank
everybody that hearing us on the podcast, you need to go on YouTube and see her. She really looks amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So kudos to you and the amazing work that you're doing.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And well, you have anything else to share, or we can go to the let's final round of questions.
Yeah, no, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm ready.
Nice, nice. Okay, so let's move to the final round. Those are just quick, small questions and things that
Okay.
I think that are important and could help others. So let's start with the first one. Do you have any? Did you had any false belief that you broke along the way that for your
Sorry,
success?
sorry. Can you just say that one more time?
Did you have any false belief that you
Any
broke
false
along the way?
false belief was that I couldn't do it, and also that I could eat. That makes sense. Like I never thought that to lose weight along the way I could eat, but actually, if you eat the right thing, you can eat as much as you like and lose weight.
Yeah. So now you don't really count calories. You just eat the
No,
healthy foods.
yeah,
Nice,
just eat really good food. Do not count calories ever.
nice, nice. Me too. So that's good.
Good.
Well, you already told me about it a few minutes ago, but do you have any cheat days? And if so, when, what do you eat?
Normally, I do have a bit of a cheat on a Wednesday after I've weighed in. I used to do the full day of cheating, but then I realised that actually I was just undoing all my hard work for the whole week. So now I just do like one cheat meal in the evening with my family. So it might be a burger or a pizza, and then I'll just crack on again.
Nice. And one single tip that you want to pass on to other people.
Pick somebody to be your buddy. Like, just find a community of people who are like-minded, who are going to champion you, who's not going to tear you down, and stick with them, because it helps so much when you've got good people around you.
Yeah. So pick an accountable buddy.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what you need.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. So last question, as I know you're a busy lady with your business and your baby. Do you have any specific morning routine or a daily routine that you can really define?
Yeah, I always wake up in the morning before my husband and before my baby, and I make sure I have a really good breakfast, because I find if I miss breakfast, I'm snacking throughout the morning. So big breakfast, lots of water, coffee, off I go.
And when do you wake up?
Normally about 6,
This is
and
nice.
then yeah, husband wakes up about 6:30, so it gives me a good half an hour in the morning just to get my mind where it needs
Yeah.
to be.
Quiet time from the husband as well.
Exactly.
And when do you go to sleep? How many hours do you get?
Oh, it totally depends at the moment because our toddler is a nightmare.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I get into bed about 10, and on a good night fall asleep for about 10:30. and sometimes sleep through, and sometimes, more often at the moment, I get woken up about 2 or 3 times in the night.
Nice. Cool. So thank you. That's the final round. Some
Great.
small pitch questions. So big thanks for our talk today.
No problem.
I'm sure that you have an impact on others from your great story. And I really can't wait to get the feedback about our quick talk.
Yes, I look forward to hearing it too.
Yeah, I agree. So thank you. You are listening to the Mind and Body podcast. We inspire people to take their lives to the next step by showing the successful journey from people like you and me.